Welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now from our OTC studios in New York City is Mark Bolton. He is the CEO of Panthera Resources. And Mark, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm very well. Good afternoon to you, Stephen. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you along. We're going to talk a little bit about why you're at the OTC in just a second. But first, tell me a bit about the company.
Panthera is a mining or a minerals explorer, a gold explorer, essentially, and we have assets in West Africa and India. But what our investors are primarily focused on is our Indian assets, which unfortunately has turned into a litigation play. Unfortunate for the company because we'd rather build the mine, but essentially the main focus is the opportunity that is created by this litigation.
Yeah, maybe you can sort of explain that so people understand.
Sure, sure. So we have an asset, the Bhukia Gold Project. We are alleging through the Australia-India bilateral investment treaty that India breached the treaty. And under the treaty, we're entitled to compensation for breaches in the treaty. So we're essentially pursuing a bilateral investment treaty claim, an arbitration. At this stage, the claim is for $1.58 billion, but that should be updated closer to the award date, assuming we're successful, of course.
Yeah. And do you have any idea how long this is? I mean, litigation can take a long time. So how long are you looking at? I know there's been a lot of work put into this already.
Look, we started the work around 3 years ago, so we are well advanced. And this is actually a really good time for investors to get involved because around 3 weeks ago, the panel issued the timetable. And we have a hearing date now set for December next year.
Okay. I mentioned you're at the OTC markets. You're now trading on the OTCQB under the ticker PATRF. Tell me a little bit about the need for the OTC listing and really about where you see capital coming from the United States.
Look, let's be clear that the company has listed on OTC and has not done a financing. We do not presently have an intention to do a financing. The reason we've come to the OTC is that we have seen a steady growth in interest from US investors, and the OTC provides the opportunity, an easier pathway for those UN investors to get into our stock. So it's not been driven by the company's needs. It's been driven by demand out of the US for investment in this arbitration litigation.
Yeah. Mark, obviously 2026 sounds like it's going to be a pretty pivotal year for the company. Can you sort of give us your thoughts on what you're expecting next year?
Well, ultimately, we have this pivotal moment, which is the hearings in December next year. But along that journey, the panel has given key deadlines to show progress towards those hearings. So we filed our claim in May. India will do their first response in February. We'll refile our second update to our claim in July. India will respond in, I think, October. And then we have the hearings in December. So those are key dates showing progress towards the main date, the phase one hearing. In addition to that, we do have our West African assets, and we will regularly update the market in terms of activities in West Africa.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we look forward to hearing more about this when the time is right in 2026. Mark, thanks so much. Nice to meet you, and good luck with everything. And we look forward to following your story, okay?
Thanks very much for having me, Steve.
All right, there's Mark Bolton, the CEO of Panthera Resources.